In this video, we'll be looking at the content of each of the two exam papers set for the AQA A-Level Accounting exams. A-Level Accounting covers two main branches of accounting, financial accounting and management accounting. It would be easy to assume that the two exam papers relate directly to these two areas, but that's not the case. The reason for this is that the management accounting section of the syllabus is quite a lot smaller than the financial accounting section, and there isn't enough content to warrant a whole exam paper. Therefore, Paper 1 covers the whole of the financial accounting part of the syllabus, and Paper 2 covers all of the management accounting topics plus a subset of the financial accounting topics too. So, how do you know what to revise for each paper? I'll be showing you how the topics map to the exam papers and exactly what is covered in each topic. These are the topics that are covered in Paper 1. They are the financial accounting topics that you'll have been taught in Years 12 and 13. In a minute, I'll go through these in detail to clarify what content is in each topic. For Paper 2, just a subset of these financial accounting topics are examined. The ones that I have crossed out here are not examined in Paper 2. So let's group the remaining financial accounting topics on the right-hand side of the screen. These are the ones that are examined in Paper 2. In addition are all of the management accounting topics, which I have now added onto the left-hand side of the screen. Again, in a minute, I'll go through each of these to confirm what content is in each one. So let's focus now on Paper 1. The first topic is the introductory topic of the role of the accountant. You probably studied this at the start of Year 12. It includes the role and responsibilities of the accountant, the role of a bookkeeper, and the differences between financial accounting and management accounting. Next is types of business organisations. You need to know the features of sole traders, partnerships, and private and public limited companies, the benefits and risks of each type of organisation, with a clear understanding about limited and unlimited liability. You also need to know about a set of possible sources of finance: owner's capital, partner's capital, share capital, bank overdrafts, bank loans, mortgages and debentures. Next is double entry and related topics. There's a lot in this area, so make sure you don't miss anything. You need to be able to list the source documents used to update the accounting system, and to name and use the 6 books of prime entry which are updated with information from the source documents. You'll need to know about cash discount and trade discount and how each is accounted for. You'll need to be able to distinguish between capital and revenue expenditure, explaining the impact of each on the financial statements. In terms of double entry, you need to be able to post a full range of transactions into the relevant T accounts. You need to know the 3 ledgers: the sales or receivables ledger, the purchases or payables ledger, and the general ledger. Accounts need to be balanced, and then the financial statements prepared from a trial balance. You need to know the formats of the income statement and statement of financial position, including the correct titles, use of columns, and calculations. Adjustments to financial statements are included in this section. This includes adjustments for depreciation, accruals and prepayments, irrecoverable debts, the recovery of irrecoverable debts, the provision for doubtful debts, disposal of a non-current asset, opening and closing inventory, sell or return goods, valuation of inventory, goods for own use, and there may be others that I've forgotten. Sometimes you might be required to show these adjustments in the relevant T accounts. Next, we have verification techniques. These include the trial balance, the bank reconciliation statement, and the sales ledger and purchase ledger control accounts. Correction of errors using the general journal is also in this section. Errors include the not revealed errors, these are the named errors, and errors revealed by the trial balance, which are the posting errors. You will need to use the suspense account to correct these posting errors. You will need to be able to explain the impact on the financial statements of correcting errors. Finally, you'll need to be able to describe the benefits and limitations of the verification techniques. Accounting concepts is next. These include the 10 accounting concepts and their relevance in different business situations. The next section has some overlap with the section on double entry. The Financial Statements of Sole Traders section requires you to know the format of the financial statements of a sole trader and to be able to make necessary adjustments to these financial statements as previously described. Watch out for adjustments for goods for own use, sale or return goods, and inventory valuation that are often included in exam questions on this topic. Accounting for limited companies has a lot of different elements. You'll need to be able to prepare the financial statements for a limited company, being careful to be aware of the differences between these and the financial statements of a sole trader. Remember that there is now an additional financial statement, the statement of changes in equity. The double entry for share issues is in this section, as are the two types of share issues studied in A-Level Accounting, rights issues and bonus issues. Financial statements that apply only to limited companies are in this section. These are the statement of cash flows and the schedule of non-current assets. Accounting for the revaluation of non-current assets is included. You will need to know a bit about published accounts and also international accounting standards. The next section, Interpretation, Analysis and Communication of Accounting Information, covers ratio analysis. Make sure you've learned the formulae as well as being able to use and interpret them, as the formulae won't be given to you in the exams. You'll need to use the ratios to analyse and assess a business's performance and be able to write a report on your conclusions. In addition, this section also involves knowing about the difference between cash and profit, stakeholders, and the use of computer software in accounting. Next is incomplete records. You'll need to be able to construct an income statement and a statement of financial position where there is missing information that needs to be calculated using a variety of different techniques. You'll need to be able to assess whether a particular business would benefit from switching to a different approach. In partnership accounting, you'll need to be able to prepare the financial statements, which include an appropriation account. You'll need to account for goodwill and revaluation using the appropriate temporary accounts. You'll also need to be able to prepare the partnership capital and current accounts, performing any necessary calculations. Also included in this section is knowledge of the basic accounting requirements of the Partnership Act 1890 and how a partnership agreement can be used to overcome these. Finally, you'll need to be able to account for the admission and retirement of a partner. The final topic in Paper 1 is ethical considerations. This includes the 5 fundamental ethical principles, the threats to these, and safeguards that can be put in place. This section also includes the role of auditors and the audit committee, the role of professional bodies, corporate governance and corporate social responsibility, legal and regulatory frameworks, finishing with how an accountant acts ethically and appropriate courses of action to take when an ethical issue arises. Moving on now to Paper 2, Accounting for Analysis and Decision Making. As outlined earlier, a subset of the financial accounting topics are included in Paper 2. These are the role of the accountant, types of business organisation, double entry and related topics, interpretation, analysis and communication of accounting information, and ethical considerations. The same comments regarding the content of these topics applies as I explained in the Paper 1 section of the video. Now we can add in the management accounting topics. First is budgeting. This includes the purpose of budgeting and its benefits and limitations. You'll need to know what the different approaches of zero-based budgeting and incremental budgeting are, and be able to compare these. You'll need to be able to prepare budgets for sales, purchases, production, labour, and the master budget consisting of a budgeted income statement and a budgeted statement of financial position. Basic variances, meaning revenue, cost and profit, need to be calculated and interpreted, making sure to include whether the variance is adverse or favourable. The next section is marginal costing. This includes cost behaviour, looking at costs in terms of whether they are fixed, variable or semi-variable, and introduces the concept of contribution. Also included is break-even analysis and decision-making, both of which use marginal costing as the basis for the technique. Decision-making topics include make or buy, acceptance of additional work, price setting, optimum use of scarce resources, closing a loss-making department, and target profit. Next is standard costing and variance analysis. As well as understanding the concept of standard costing, you'll need to be able to calculate the material, labour and sales subvariances. Make sure you learn the formulae, as they won't be given to you in the exam. You need to be able to explain the interrelationship of subvariances and also prepare reconciliations that explain the difference between budgeted figures and actual figures. The next section covers the two costing methods that share overhead costs between the products, absorption costing and activity-based costing. You need to be able to allocate, apportion and absorb overhead costs correctly in order to calculate a total absorption cost of a product. You'll also have to be able to use cost pools and cost drivers to associate overhead costs with products based on how and why the cost arose to calculate an activity-based product cost. This section also includes calculating selling prices based on a markup on product cost and assessing the benefits and limitations of the costing methods. The final section in management accounting is capital investment appraisal. The two methods covered are payback and net present value. You'll need to be able to calculate a payback period and a net present value using discount factors, which are provided for you in the exam. You'll need to be able to evaluate a proposal using financial information that you may have calculated, and these often include non-financial factors in your analysis too. As there's a lot to learn, you might find it helpful to prepare a checklist of the topics based on the content of this video. This can be used to help you to assess the progress that you're making through your revision. Alternatively, a checklist is available for free on our website, www.studytheeasyway.com. This can be printed out and used for you to note which topics need further attention. Please note that this checklist does not present the topics in the same order as on this video. Instead, they are in the order that you are likely to have learned them across years 12 and 13. If you feel that you need help and support through your revision, our website provides a full range of study resources aimed at helping you to boost your grade. These resources include concise topic videos, worksheets with answers, online multiple choice quizzes, and exam-style questions with fully explained answers. Subscribers to our website can use the menus to find a topic of interest. Clicking on the chosen topic will take you to all of the resources for that topic. These include the relevant topic videos and other related resources such as worksheets and online multiple choice quizzes. The full A-Level Accounting syllabus is covered. You can also find us on social media, where free questions with answers are posted each week on Instagram, and a range of topic and study videos are available on YouTube. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it's been useful and informative.